Today, I'm sharing my #1 tip for PA school interviews. Hey y'all, I'm Savannah and I have been a dermatology PA for 11 years and I've been helping people get into PA school through the PA platform for the last 10 years. To make sure you don't miss out on any of our future tips and videos, subscribe below and drop a comment before we start of what you think my #1 tip for PA school interviews will be. I don't know how many mock interviews I've done, but I can tell you it's a lot. And over that time, there's one thing that I've learned from applicants about PA school interviews. It is in here as the golden rule. I wrote this. It's all of my knowledge about PA school interviews in one place. This is on Amazon if you need help. The link is in the description, so check it out. So there are a lot of things I could say as tips for PA school interviews. Prepare ahead of time. Don't be stressed out. Don't let your nerves get you. Look at your interviewer. Know what you're gonna wear something you're comfortable in, all these things. But the biggest one, my #1 tip is expect the unexpected. And if it doesn't happen, great. And if it does, you'll be prepared and you'll be less thrown off than the person sitting next to you. So what do I mean by this and what have I heard from interviews? Let me tell you about some of the stuff I've heard happening at PA school interviews that I would consider unexpected. One is pop quizzes, where you sit down and you are asked about your knowledge on med terms or anatomy, and you have to take a quiz on those subjects right there on the spot. And you may not have known that was coming to do any type of preparation. Maybe it's been a while since you took those classes. In these cases, just do the best you can. A lot of times with these unexpected things, we may not know what the program is trying to get out of it. What are they trying to figure out by having you do a quiz? Maybe they're just getting a gauge of where your knowledge is at and seeing if it matches with the grade you got on your transcript, or to see if it's something that you might need a refresher. Maybe it has nothing to do with you getting in and it's just they kind of want a feel for where the class is to see what stuff they need to do before they start. So through this, expect the unexpected, but don't fret. Know that if you are thrown off by something, if something seems crazy to you, if you're in an MMI and you get a wacky station, probably the person sitting next to you felt the exact same. So the better that you can be about like shaking it off and just going with the flow, the better you'll feel at the end of the day. The next thing would be the questions. I've heard some of the weirdest questions asked by PA schools. Some that I don't even personally think make sense. You can definitely have the ones that are along the lines of, if you were a candy bar, what candy bar would you be and why? If you were a color, what color would you be and why? And truthfully, we throw some of these out during mock interviews because we want to see you think on your feet. We want to see how you react if somebody says something crazy to you. If you've worked in patient care and healthcare long enough, you've learned that patients say some weird stuff. I remember being on rotations, and it was my family medicine rotation, which was my very first rotation. It was in the fall, and I was at this little office in a little town with this doctor who was about to retire. And I remember talking to a patient, and she was trying to tell me that she had diabetes, and that was just not coming across to me. I was not understanding what she was saying just based on how she was saying it. And I actually giggled when I figured it out. I giggled in the patient room, which to me now is mortifying. Like, I don't want her to think I'm laughing at her, but I just couldn't hold it in. And in an interview setting, sometimes you are faced with that kind of situation where it's like, what are you gonna do if somebody throws something weird at you? So you may encounter some questions like that. Another unexpected thing would be your interviewer just doing something off the wall. I've heard of virtual interviews where the interviewer will act like they can't hear you or will act like there's a connection issue just to see how you respond to that and if you can handle it, if you are able to give solutions, if you're able to adapt and adjust very quickly, or if you get flustered and aren't able to continue. So you may encounter something like that. Don't assume a tech glitch is fake though. Take it seriously. Or if you put that you know a different language on your application, be fully prepared for someone at that interview to start talking to you in that language. just to see if you were truthful on your application. So if you don't fully know a language, I would not put that you are fluent in it if you're not able to converse with someone, because that could look dishonest if it comes up at an interview. Now, MMI or multiple mini interviews is a whole nother level of unexpected. I've heard of some role-playing situations that get a little bit weird, where you walk in the room and you're supposed to be the PA or the medical assistant or someone helping with the patients, and they are irate, they're mad, they're yelling at you, they are going off about something that was your fault, and you're having to stay in character and respond to this person in a calm way, while also knowing that you're at an interview and you're being watched and judged based on this. So that can be a little bit weird, but again, keep your cool. Know that if they're doing it to you, they're doing it to someone else too. That also goes for just that tough interviewer. If someone is drilling you with questions, or they have such a stone face and they're giving you no indication of if you're doing well, if they like you, anything like that, know that it's not just you. They're doing it to everyone else. So it's not that they don't like you. That is their interview style, to try to see how applicants respond, to get someone off their game. And a lot of it's just performative. So they could be the nicest professor ever when you get to school, but in an interview setting, they can be a little tough. If you go back and watch a lot of our mock interviews, you'll see my demeanor change really quickly when I start interviewing. I tend to go to a place of also being a little bit more stone-faced, not giving as much response, taking extra time to write some notes to let the person simmer a little bit and think about what I could be writing. At one of my interviews, I could actually see what they were writing, and for each of my answers, they were scoring it from 1 to 5. And I remember one question, I don't remember the question, but I remember seeing her write a 3. And I was like, 3? Why are you writing a 3? That sounds bad if it's supposed to be a 5. And again, I don't know if she did it in the interview just to see if it affected me or how I did, or if I really just answered it poorly. I don't know. Knowing her now, it probably was her just trying to be mean to me, but I'll never know. Now, while the rule is to expect the unexpected, there is stuff that you can prepare for. So knowing the stuff that you want the program to know about you is helpful and important. We have a free download on the PA platform. We'll link it in the description for you, that walks you through some things to think about while you're getting that list ready, so that you're not walking in with everything on your resume, but you have this checklist of, I want to talk about this volunteer experience, this patient care experience, this specific patient, this strength I have, and you can pull those out as you're going through the interview. That's something we coach on in mock interviews as well. We'll put the code FUTUREPA in the description, so if you need help, get on the schedule as soon as you can for a mock interview. Those spots are filling up, especially weekends and nights. So if you need help, go ahead and check that out. Have things ready to go for an interview. The notice you may get might not be that much. You may not get 2 weeks, a month, or anything like that. You may get a week, a day, 2 days where you're having to prepare for that interview. So you can go ahead and do your preparations. You can have your interview outfit ready, your suit. You can give everybody a heads up. Hey, I'm gonna need the dog to be watched. I'm gonna be off work when I get these interviews. Go ahead and set yourself up for success so that when that invite comes, it's not one of those unexpected things, and you already have everything in order to move forward with that process. So there you have it. That's my number 1 tip. I have a lot more tips, but keep watching. You'll need to subscribe to get the rest, and I hope to see you guys at the next video. Follow us on social, join the Pre-PA Club on Facebook, make sure you're tracking everything in Mapped, and we're here to help. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I'm here to help you as much as possible. Thanks for watching. Bye.